Someone has called attention to the meaning of the word manustupracious, which is a word I suppose I supposedly tossed out without thinking. I think I might have got the R in the wrong place, but it's a it's a variant on the word Onan or Onanism, and so I think it's highly appropriate to the self-indulgent fantasy worlds of Farage, whether Farage actually has any future in Reform UK. He can always go off and found yet another disgruntled party. I don't think Farage is productive. I think somebody once long ago told me that there was a difference between imagination and fantasy. Imagination was constructive and fantasy was self-indulgent. I don't think such a distinction really exists, but I think it's based on the concerns about the figure of Onan, who turns up in Genesis 38, 8 to 10. And Onan is notorious for his refusal to perform his levirate duty and father a child with his deceased brother's widow Tamar. Instead, he spills his seed on the ground as an act of defiance and self-indulgence that led to his divine punishment. And while his story has given rise to a lot of debate, to a significant amount of debate, a mass debate in Catholicism and Christianity, its broader context is about shirking family duty and about an understanding of the afterlife, which is based on preserving the name through your children rather than a concept of some sort of spiritual disembodied life. And it's an interesting leftover from early Judaism, which didn't seem to require the need for this extra bodily life after death. And the use of onanism as a euphemism, reinforcing his legacy of self-serving conduct, I suppose, is reasonable, but it misses the point of the story. The term manustupracious fuses the words manus or hand with stupro, to debauch, debauching the hand, emphasizing a hand-led act of moral or physical debasement. And there is a confusion with other words. People regularly get the R in the wrong place. And stupro is a Roman legal word which signifies a violation, making it a more precise route for describing acts of personal indulgence with a hint of moral judgment. What I didn't realize was that there is there's the most extraordinary self-indulgent building constructed in the 20th century in Illinois by a man called Jim Onan. A moment of unparalleled whimsy, a vision of self-indulgent legacy, a 55-foot tall golden pyramid constructed in 1997. It was inspired by the idea of pyramid power, a pseudo-scientific belief popularized by Sheila Ostrander and Lynn Schroeder in the psychic discoveries behind the Iron Curtain. And the theory suggests that pyramids could sharpen razors, preserve food, and even accelerate healing. It's a tantalizing blend of mysticism and modern absurdity, and oddly, you hear it regularly on the internet and on YouTube, the more obscure YouTube videos that probe into the esoteric, the arcane, and the peculiar. And Onan's pyramid, a glimmering spectacle of gold electroplated panels, caused literal traffic disruptions, its gleam proved both its charm and its downfall, necessitating a repaint. And inside the structure is a shrine to ostentation, Egyptian-themed murals, pyramidal-shaped fireplaces, and furniture allegedly linked to Hollywood royalty like Cecil B. DeMille's. For Onan, it was both a monument to his belief in the mystical and a self-aware testimony to his own folly. But the Onan pyramid exemplifies that certain archetype of folly, a blend of gullibility, hubris, and the human desire for grandeur, which I suppose Farage and Musk equally typify. I think it parallels the biblical Onan in its self-serving splendour, but it transforms it into a modern act, a modern artefact of eccentricity, where personal indulgence takes on architectural form. Architecture is that art that you can walk through. And Jim Onan said, we've actually got a quotation, he said, "I think I'm crazy, so we're all at the same ball game." Well, it depends which ball game that would truly be. Did he truly believe in pyramid power or merely delighted in the spectacle? It's a gilded monument to human whimsy. So the tale of Onan, both biblical and modern, captures the spectrum of human folly, from the solemn to the absurd. And while the biblical Onan's self-indulgence might have been condemned, Jim Onan's was celebrated, at least in local legend. In the Golden Pyramid of Wandsworth, Illinois, there is a legacy less about debauchery and more about self-expression, the joyful, unapologetic embrace of eccentricity. Quite a long way from Farage and Musk, but there seems to be a linguistic link.